Um, I like carbs too much, and I'm not really into meats or fruits and vegetables unless it's certain kinds, like burgers and like and mixed fruits, and it always has to be prepared a certain way for me to like it, because I usually don't like green beans, but if it's cooked a special way with a special type of seasoning, I like it. So it really all depends, but.
And your mom has some good recipes that you like that tuna casserole, right? Don't you like the tuna casserole?
Yes, I do.
And that actually, doesn't it have vegetables in it?
Yes, it does. I mean, I don't hate vegetables. I just usually don't like them by themselves usually, and usually with the ones like carrots and I like things like carrots and broccoli raw. I prefer them raw.
Yep. And Caesar salad. I happen to know that you're a big fan of Caesar salad.
Yes.
And clam chowder.
Yes.
So those are there's always something good that you can eat. And you do have a bit of a sweet tooth.
A bit, not as much as I used to. I'm not much. It's definitely not candy, but with stuff like little cakes and stuff, I will have.
Mm-hmm. Do you help cook food at home?
No, not really. I have a lot of sensory issues of smell with cooking food. I have cooked food before, but it's really hard for me to do so. And since my since my horizon of food is so limited to begin with, I don't want it to ruin it even more by
your cooking.
By not so much my cooking, but the smell of everything.
Yeah. That makes sense, Emily. What kind of foods don't you like?
A lot of the more complicated types of foods. Like I said, I prefer anything simple. Everything's simple. I mean, I like different kinds of foods from different countries and stuff. Some different countries, like. But usually just their most simple dishes. Anything complicated, I'm not too fond of.
Do you like crunchy foods?
To a point. I mean, I like some potato chips and such, but if it's too hard, then I tend prefer not to eat them.
Mm-hmm. And smells. You talked a little bit about smells. What are the smells that really kind of get to you?
Oh, it's so many. It's like it's almost everything I cook. I practically should get a nose plug if I have to cook. I mean, I was kind of preparing some food on Monday at work, and I had to either deal with chopping tomatoes or the canned meat that's like canned tuna, and it really stunk.
It bothered you.
It bothered me. It bothered me so much. I just couldn't. If I wasn't the one having to do it, I wouldn't be in the same room. And then when I got on my hands, it was horrible. I had a horrible sense of I went in the bathroom right away, and it was like washed the sin off my hands.
So it felt like a sin. Did work understand?
Yeah, they keep forgetting that I don't like that kind of stuff, but it's like but then it's hard to ask me to help them with anything to cook. I mean, I can do stuff, like I said, simple stuff, like I can help cook rice and stuff like that, white rice or something, but.
So smells are a real issue for you.
Yes, it really gets in the way of my being able to cook and what I would eat.
And do you have do any textures bother you?
Yeah, I would say slimy textures also bother me, as well as, well, yeah, that's a main one.
Yep.
And, are others, and anything kind of coarse also, kind of too hard, I guess. Crunchy is okay, but if it's hard,
yep, I
don't really like it.
And we have a couple kids that have problems with hard too. It hurts their jaws, and it bothers them. Even
if it's something that's supposed to be delicious, like a cookie, if it's too hard, then I don't eat it.
Okay. You guys have both given some really good information for parents, and it's hard, and especially in the workplace where you're getting paid to do things, and it's something that really, really bothers you, and you know, but I'm proud that you try, and then you wipe the sins right off you. I'm going to go to Lucas next. Do you need to be the questions, or do you?
Might help keep things structured.
You like structure?
In this case.
All right, and Alex, we're going to be going to you last, so you know you're going to be doing your reading. Alex got up this morning at 9:30 and came up with his list, so but he wanted to go last. So, all right, Lucas, what about you? What kind of foods do you like?
Well, I tend to be pretty adventurous with what I like to eat. That wasn't always the case. When I was much younger, I was a pretty picky eater too. Didn't tolerate certain textures, certain smells. To the point where if I opened a package of fruit snacks and there were any fruit snacks in the package that were misshapen in any way, I wouldn't eat those. I don't know, slimy food, like food that's incredibly slimy. Because, I mean, I don't know, I'm not going to advocate necessarily sliminess as a positive quality of food or anything, but I will eat things like nori, which is seaweed, that can get maybe a little bit on the slimy side, but I wouldn't.
Eel.
Yeah, eel is about as far as I'd go. Stuff like jellyfish, which is full of preservatives anyway, I wouldn't touch. But I'm a big fan of ethnic cuisine. I like especially Japanese food, Thai food, other kinds of Asian food. I like, oh boy, what else? I don't know, I like to try new things. I'll try anything at least once.
I would say that you are one of the more adventuresome, eclectic people that I know in terms of food.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It is a compliment. It absolutely is. And that you also like to prepare foods.
I do. I enjoy cooking. I didn't always. I used to be very afraid to even get near the kitchen. And then I took a culinary arts course in 12th grade in high school, where I had a wonderful teacher who had owned and operated, I guess, from what I understood, a series of restaurants in his professional career. I don't know what possessed him to get into teaching high school, but he was a wonderful teacher. I got a lot of great skills in that class, and that was what really familiarized me and made me feel comfortable in the kitchen. And then after that, I've been fighting with my dad over use of the stove ever since.
You are a painfully slow cooker, though.
It depends what I'm making. Often I like to make things that maybe take a little bit more preparative time. I do sometimes make things that are quick, but I often find that the recipes that I plan take longer than I expect.
But I do think that you do put a lot of love in, like when he makes the most incredible fruit salad alive, and it's beautiful, and it takes, everybody appreciates it. So he puts a lot of different kinds of fruit in it and gets guys to eat things that they wouldn't normally eat.
I find the quality of what I make is much better when I'm cooking for someone besides myself, because perhaps it's just a human quality, but I'm not often motivated to put a lot of effort into things that are for just me, because I'm happy with stuff that's simple as long as the ingredients are good. But when I'm feeding someone else, then I take my cooking very seriously.
What food don't you like?
I don't like food...
Andy's smiling because he likes everything. Yeah.
I don't like food that is cheap or has artificial ingredients. I tend to think... Emily mentioned that the canned chicken, that seems almost oxymoronic to me. That's just why would you put that in your mouth? But I don't like, I don't know, cheap restaurants, fast food. I don't want to single out Chinese buffets, but I'm going to single out Chinese buffets.